Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is D and you're now tuned into New Touch Auto. This video here, we're gonna cover this Lincoln Aviator. So here's our matte black finish that we're going for. Now this matte black is very similar to a color that some of you may get confused. Now matte black looks like satin black, but the thing about satin black, it has more of a sheen to it. Now to the right, we have gloss black. Satin black sits right in between the two. And here's an example, and you see that it has more of a sheen to it. So it's like a semi-gloss finish. So if you're ever ordering this material or you ever want to book an appointment, you want to make sure that you have the right color code to whatever the finish that you're aiming for. So here's a quick note for you. Here are my steps to when it comes down to prepping your panels. Now we're gonna start with the front fender. What I like to do is begin with providing the blue painter's tape on the outside of the panel that I'm wrapping. Now that blue painter's tape is gonna separate the bond from the adhesion of the wrap from connecting to that panel. Because what my intentions are is to wrap and get each and every part of that wrap inside the creases where the panel ends. That blue painter's tape, the wrap doesn't stick to that. So it's gonna be helpful. Now, another reason why I applied the painter's tape is because this panel here is wrapped in gloss black. Now, I don't want the wrap to potentially pull up that gloss black. So therefore, if I put this blue painter's tape over it, it won't stick and it won't pull it up as I, adjust the wrap while I'm applying it to the panel. So that's helpful in a sense to, like I said, it depends on the installer. It's helpful for me, and that's why I use this blue painter's tape. Now, when it comes down to the panel, prepping that panel is very important. What I like to do is use two products. My first product, what I'll use is Triple S. Now, this Triple S is a lifesaver. This right here helped me through a lot of my wraps because when I wrap vehicles, I do it normally, alone. Sometimes I, get help. But this right here, if you are an installer and you do this on your own, this here Triple S is it, man. This slip, slide, and shine. You can use this in 3 forms. Now for me, what I'm gonna do is spray this on here, and it's gonna allow the wrap to not stick as it would without it. I'll be able to glide my squeegee across and get out the bubbles without them creating wrinkles or glue lines. So we'll start out by applying our Triple S, and you don't need much. I don't wipe it all the way to the edge. I only wipe it, in the middle areas, and I spray it here. Like I said, I'll do the edges with alcohol. So I spray that here, get it on there, give it time, give yourself about, I'll say, maybe a minute, 2 minutes at most. My next product, what I'll use is my isopropyl alcohol, 70%. This is the best percentage to use for any panel. So I like to stick with this. I don't go any higher because I don't want to affect the panels or the paint. So therefore 70% is very helpful. I use this after the Triple S, and I use it for my edges. I use it on the edges so they can grip when I apply my film. Now my alcohol is gonna get the edges and then the creases. That's my main areas where I want it to grip and I want it to stick. So therefore I will cover all the edges and the creases. Now when you use this, you want to use a separate microfiber towel. You don't want the products to mix because that's not what it's intended to do. I'm gonna take my film, and remember, if you have a color change, use your directions if it's not on the back side. So this is my right front fender. My arrows will go in the same direction. I'll go ahead and apply it to the panel. makes it easier for the vinyl. So we're gonna begin here where the panel stops. Cut away just enough. And you gotta watch it, pretty much eyeball it. So we're gonna take it all the way down. And we're gonna cut alongside here. Start here. You can go ahead and break away the film's backside. And we can tack that onto the vehicle. Take the other side, take the backing off, and just form it onto the panel. Now this part of the process is called glassing it out. You want to glass out the panel as much as possible so you can begin to apply your squeegee. This makes it easier for you when it comes down to glassing it out. It makes it easier for everything to lay and you don't have to worry about the air being trapped underneath. So we attack our high side and then we'll work our way down to the bottom. Now what I'll do is make my pre-cuts and relax the film. After I relax the film, I'll tuck everything, then I'll apply my cuts. So now I'll do one last tuck and then I'll apply my cuts. And when you make your cuts, you want to make it on the opposite panel from where you're wrapping. Since I'm wrapping this panel, I will have my blade on the top side of my bumper. When I make my cut here, I made it on the top side, or the bottom side of the light. Here, my cut will begin on the top side of this fender flare. I'll go ahead and tuck my edges in. I remove my tape. I don't want the adhesion to heat up and leave glue marks. Now what I'll do is heat up my edges with the heat gun. So next what you want to do is go ahead and heat up this panel here, the entire panel, so you can avoid any bubbling or anything to that nature. You want to activate that glue to get it to heat to the panel. Get switch, and then hit that fan something. Free something. Free on. Yeah, flip that up. Now take the fan, take the button on the remote. Now hit those fan something one time. So always give it time to cool down before you begin to squeegee or pretty much glass everything back out. So that concludes the end of this video of wrapping your front fender. People show you this because this is probably the easiest panel to wrap. A lot of times you're gonna have to stretch that material just to get it around certain areas, and if you're a beginner, you wanna make sure you learn that first. Watch some videos. This concludes the end of this one. For my subscribers, thank you. For those who haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. Hit that subscribe button. Catch y'all on the next video.